opening up. Here we go. Woohoo! Ready to roll. Opening up. Look at this. I'm seeing drones already. I love these backgrounds right here. Wait, where's it going? Ah, it's Dennis. He's got that tail up in the air. I love it. Hey, Kim.
There's Kim.
Yeah. Let's bump her over to co-host right here. Got a couple more people jumping in here. I love this.
Hi, Joanna. Infamous Joanna. Great to see LaQuata too. Whoa, Louise and Carolyn. All the powerhouses here. Marie.
Oh.
Ladies.
So I have to confess, I just reached out to Joanna to see if coming up in the near future, if she would be interested in being a spotlight speaker. So we got her on the spot here. You know, I've got a couple dates ahead that I would love to have you. You have been a rock star, Joanna.
She's always when her number's called. It takes a lot of consistency, doesn't it, Joanna?
Awesome.
Some people, especially since I met Joanna, she's taught me a whole new thing about flying drones. You know, I tell my clients because you can't get the shot if you don't have your drone fired up and you're not outside.
Well, isn't that good advice right there?
No, because it's amazing how many people have drones and don't fly them.
Yeah.
Right? Trust me, I train them. Hi, Louise. How are you? Looking good. Good. Looking good.
All good, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, Nikita. Nice to have you. Look at Nikita. She is so organized. Come on. Who wants to hire Nikita? Look at all her sticky notes behind her. She's a lady with a plan. You don't want to see what's behind me. Right, Desi?
Yeah. Well,
that's some Post-its.
You're on
my friend is a big Post-it person, and when she opens up her planner, it's all Post-its, and she's like, "This is what you got to do." I'm like, "Yeah, that just is not my cup of tea." So everybody's different, right?
I have to. Okay, so I confess, there was like even a couple times where I had flown something that doesn't automatically sync to my air data. And I'm like, oh, I got to make a sticky note. I got to remember to put this into my logbook, you know?
So do you like that air data, Desi?
Oh my gosh, I do. I even have a discount code for you if you are.
What?
Try it out.
Let's do a discount code. What a great idea. LaQuata, do you use that?
I have used it before, but I don't stick with it. I get on it and then to get sidetracked.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you know what? I am a big fan, and I'm not sponsored by Air Data. I was really desperately trying to get them to be a guest speaker here, even, but yeah, I love it because it syncs. And okay, I got to tell you, it not only syncs with like DJI, but it's Autel, it's Drone Deploy, you know, and so other platforms also. And so I am a big fan, and so I can just go there. It tracks all my stuff. Boom! I can download the reports. So you know your insurance comes along. Okay, look at me doing this big old sales pitch here. Your insurance.
That's a good idea. So with insurance, what about for the FAA? If you had to download a report, would that be acceptable?
Yes, I don't know of a time that I've actually needed one for the.
I know I hear you, but if you had to.
But literally, I took the report and put it into Skywatch and got discounts because of my flight records.
Ooh, nice.
So yeah, so
I gotta look it up.
That's another shout out for Skywatch, who I want to have here on the program, right? So look at me just going to town. So there it is. I truly think you should check it out because it's been so good at just tracking stuff. There's other options out there. That's just the one that I have used all along.
So your discount code is, let's see. I have the free version. Drone Diva 20, of course.
Right. There you go. Hopefully we can have them on the show. Look at me. You know, everybody's going to be afraid to be my friend, right?
Hey, who doesn't want to talk about drones? Come on.
I know, right?
Myself when I'm with my clients, because, 2 hour or 4 hours, and we could keep going and going because there's just so much information, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and when you're sharing it with new people, and the thing too that's so exciting about sharing about drones is that we all do something different. We have people that are like Joanna that do wildlife photography and oceanography, and we have people like LaQuata that train. We have people that do all different things. So that's what's even more interesting, because we can learn so much from each other.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I like about this network, is that so many different verticals come together, and we have so much to share. So yeah, I love it. I love it. So I do have one announcement before we segue over to our awesome guest speaker that we have for today. Let me let this person in really quickly.
I'll let people in, Desi. I'll let people in.
All right, you got it. So I just want to remind you, I know I shared it last week, but I just want to remind you about the Women in Emerging Aviation Technologies. We have the Women to Watch is out there. We're looking for nominees. So this is perfect. There's actually Women to Watch. There's the Hall of Fame and Top Company. So, and then when you go into like the Women to Watch, there's various different categories. And so it's really expanded and it's super exciting. So I really do encourage you to celebrate women. And this is something really big. And then I think it's October 25th is nominees are being taken until October 25th. So it's not going to be out there forever. So I encourage you to get out there, and then I'm going to give you the link to make it even easier for you. Ready? Ha! There it is, right? All right. So with that, I am going to segue over to our amazing guest speaker that we have with us here today. We have Dr. LaQuata Sumter. Now, I'm going to read the little clip from her bio, but I have a feeling most everybody already knows who she is, right? So Dr. Sumter has more than 15 years of experience in various certifications in the field of engineering and technology, as well as certifications in education, instructional technology. Currently, she is the electrical and computer engineer program chair and instructor for Albany Technical College, as well as the founder of, as many people know her, Focusing on Me. She is going to provide with us today information about STEMs through drones. LaQuata, thank you. And I am going to make you spotlight. Woo-hoo.
Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this share screen going with these multiple screens that I have.
LaQuata, you look amazing, girl. I see you getting on fitness and you're drinking your health shakes, and it's tough.
I mean, I'm trying
all that fried food down there, isn't it?
I know, right? And macaroni and cheese is
so
my
yummy.
favorite.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, can y'all see my screen here? Thumbs up. You can see my screen.
We sure
Awesome.
can.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So Desi gave a introduction of me, so I won't go too much into a major introduction, but many of you know my organization Focusing on Me, and our current initiative is STEAM Through Drones. And what we're focusing on is providing activities to STEM camps, after school program, churches, nonprofits, really any organization that wants to teach their children about drones. And one of our main focus is the rural areas. A lot of rural areas who have lack of exposure to the unmanned aerial systems, and even lack of robotics and the different engineering careers and aviation careers as well. So I've been in the industry now in tech since probably I've been 14. So I look kind of young. That's when you said 15 years. I was like, she looks like a baby. I know. But I was building computers since I was 14. I came from the rural areas. My first computer was built from computer parts from the Goodwill store. And my aunt had introduced me to computers, and I was like, I don't know what these things do, but I want to learn about them. I went in the Goodwill store one day, bought one, and it did not work. Turned it on, no power. And I'm like, what is this? Asked my aunt about it, and she was like, yeah, it sounds like something's wrong. You got to troubleshoot it. And I was like, what? Trouble what? So went through troubleshoot it. I bought about 5 computers from the Goodwill store before I actually got the computer to work. So that's my background in getting into tech. I love tech ever since, from taking things apart, putting them back together, just exploring what's new, what's hot, what's not. And so with the drone industry, I got into the drone industry by starting to look for something interesting for our rural area children to do. They were into robotics, into the Vex robots. And so I had my drone out at one of the school events at Albany Tech. And then I started having organizations ask me to come out to their different events. And that's where we started the drone education shows. And this has been a hit in the rural area. It's been a hot commodity in our area. It's even been hot for me to get students interested into the industry, but also talk about engineering, get them to have someone that looks like them in the engineering field, and they can see someone that looks like them. But it's also a start to getting teachers to bring drones into the classroom and start introducing drones into the classroom. So I've broken up the curriculums that I've tested, tried, and look at for resources for teachers, and look at for resources for different organizations and such. And I've broken them up into 4 categories: with the aerodynamics, the building and engineering, the coding, and the geo. Okay, so number 4, I have a surprise at the end for the number 4 when we actually get to number 4. But for the aerodynamics, what we look at is we're teaching basic drone knowledge, flight safety, drone physics, the basic piloting, and we look at photo skills and how to use the camera with a drone, as well as mapping them to drone applications. So when I present after a drone show and the teachers say, how can I get this into my classroom? What do I do? So the curriculum that I introduce has formative and summatory assessments. Materials come with it, such as instructor guides, digital curriculum and downloads, as well as an online resource where they can log into the online platform and access resources for the curriculum. A sample that would be in that curriculum would be this activity here. What is a drone? And this is how I do my pre and post exam when we first start. The pre would be, what is a drone? So that gets you the idea of what the students know about drones. And I've heard some wild things, y'all. I've heard spying machines. I've heard the things that the police take to take people out. I've heard the military use them to seize people. You all won't believe the things I've heard, but it's interesting and it's fun because you get to hear what they're saying. You get to understand what they're saying, and then eventually we get to the post after we run through the lesson. Now they can say, I say, what is a drone? And now you hear the unmanned aerial vehicle, the unmanned aerial system is used for photography and agriculture. Now they actually know what a drone is. And sometimes we have teachers who don't really want to start with the classroom because they don't know how the school is going to react. They don't know how the administrators are going to react. So my solution to that is to start a drone club. Every school like clubs. Organizations like clubs. Boys and Girls Club, they're a club. They like clubs. So starting with a drone club, getting them started with 3 or 4 drones, setting up an obstacle course, allowing them to explore drones, how they're used, what they're used for, what they can be used for. And it also works when we talk about STEAM through drones. You want to know how we're doing STEAM. You have the science, you have the math, math they're measuring to get through the obstacle course, the engineering. They're putting the drones together. If the battery flies out because they're gonna crash, they have to put the propellers on, they have to put the batteries in, and it also works on critical thinking and problem solving skills. A lot of our students now don't think critically. And they'll say, well, how do I get through the obstacle course? I'm gonna need you to figure that out. So that's something for them to think critically. Teamwork, we have the pilot, the observer, and the mechanic and the engineer. Those three positions work in a team, and they get through the obstacle course, and they time themselves to see who can get through the obstacle course the fastest. The next one was building. I've used a couple of building applications. The one that worked, the building drone that worked for me the best is Circuit Scribe. And the Circuit Scribe drone not only allows you to build the drone, but it also allows you to color in the electricity. And when it allows you to color in the electricity, it allows us to also teach electrical circuit. It allows us to teach about Ohm's laws, measurements. When we get to measurements, they're using a scale to actually measure the weight of the drone. And this gets now into how big is your drone supposed to be, or what does your drone supposed to weigh in order for you to register your drone. Also with this drone, I can do programming as well. So teaching that critical thinking skills again, problem solving, getting the students interested in coding. And in building, as I told you, we look at the circuits. So they color in using the ink, and then they get to measure the voltage, measure the resistance, and they get to learn all about resistance, voltages, and being able to use a multimeter as well. So middle schoolers, teaching them how to use multimeters. I've used a couple of building drones where the students had to solder, and I haven't been successful with middle schoolers and elementary schoolers. That is a no-go for soldering, but high schoolers are much easier to teach soldering. I know one of my partners, Mr. Tony Reed, he is good at teaching kids in elementary how to solder. I have not mastered that yet, and I will let him be the master of that one if I need to teach the babies how to solder. But he's been good at teaching them how to repair the tello drones when the motors go out, but I'm still mastering that one. When we look at coding, I look at coding as a way to teach not only programming for drones, but also to get them interested into the career of coding. We have always heard that there has been a gap between women in coding, just as there is a women in drones gap. So getting girls into programming drones is also getting them into programming at a whole, being able to build websites, programming JavaScript, Python, any of those various programming languages. So our program curriculum looks at the algorithm, which teaches them problem solving and critical thinking again, being able to look at a code, fix the code if it's broken, learning about loops, variables, conditions. If this, then what? If the drone does this, how is it going to fly? If it does this, it does this. So teaching the basics of coding. And what I've used for coding, which has been the most successful for me, is two programs. And with the two programs, they're competition of each other. I'll be honest, they're competitions of each other, but based off of whatever my objective is what I use in either teaching or providing these resources for teachers or facilitators as well. Drone Blocks has been a major success in the programming of drones, from programming with just the Drone Blocks code to as well as programming with JavaScript and Python as well. I've used Drone Blocks has a membership and sales pitch here that can be purchased on my website. And then RoboLinks. RoboLinks just came out with a new CodeDrone EDU. And it's a programmable drone as well. But now what I like about the RoboLinks code drone is you can also get a group of children together. The competitions are there's a competition that they have with the robotics league, where they can program the drones, and RoboLinks code drone edu has become one of the official drones for that competition, as well as the Tello edu is a drone for that competition as well. The other thing I like about the code drone is it has sensors on it with lights. So you can actually teach the children how to program the lights to do different colors, program a drone light show. You can use this drone to do that as well. So there's the arts, that's the STEAM. All right, we got arts. So having the drones to actually program a show, be able to dance to music, it does that as well if you put the right beats and right coding. This drone here can be programmed with Python as well. So we're looking at the Python coding, and that's when we're looking at coding and engineering, enhancing those skills. But the same thing for the code drones and drone blocks. I have personally created curriculum for all of those programs as well, because I couldn't find any teacher resources as far as assessments and instructor guides and different things of that and activities for the students to do. I saw instructor resources, but there weren't many activities for the students. So I've created those, and those are available on my website as well. But this is my special announcement that is happening for the US that's new and fun. For those of you who have heard of SheMaps, focusing on me STEAM through drones has become the only US certified educational partner for SheMaps. So instead of just having to buy from Australia, you can actually buy from the US, where you can buy the SheMaps curriculum, teacher resources, the membership. And here's what SheMaps offer. SheMaps has a membership where they have the teacher resources. There's a guide. They also have a drone club. I love their drone club activities. There's 30 different activities in the drone club package, where you don't have to come up with the activities. The activities are already done. So that's the starter club package. The classroom drone essentials is where we train the teacher to be able to teach the drones into the classroom. There's a drone kit, there's maps, and what they're doing now, what we're working on, if you've ever looked at SheMaps, there is maps of Australia. How about we're working on maps of USC cities as well? So we're working on the different big cities. I picked out 10 big cities from San Diego, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Savannah, Montgomery, Alabama, Dallas, Texas. I think it's New York, New York. I picked out all of these big cities so that we could be able to map those cities, and it's relevant to the US as well. And I'll be working with them as well to map the curriculum to the US standards. So we have the ISTE standards, the core curriculum, CSTA, which is the computer science curriculum standards, because right now they have them mapped to the Australian standards, but we want to map them directly to the US standards as well, so schools can know that they're actually teaching according to their standards, and they don't have to guess about it. They don't have to look for them. We already have those mapped out for them. So that's my special announcement on that one. Next, I've started 2 books. We currently have 2 books out. The first one is grades 2 through 6, which is a graphical book that talks about drones, and it's Flying Drones with Jackson. And that's the intro of drones. It's the intro of how drones work. It has pictures in it for kids. I say grade 2 through 6, But if my adults like looking at pictures, you can see those too. And it has physics in it as well. What is thrust? What is pitch? All of those are in there too. How the drone actually flies. And then my droneology book. Now, this book is a complete guide. It has a lot of content in this little itty bitty book. And the content covers what is a drone, how drones work. It has more text in it than the Flying Drone with Jackson's. And the droneology book as well has activities at the end of the book to test your knowledge. And it has a little bit of weather in it, flight safety as well. That's in it as well. So you can test your knowledge while you're going through the book as well. And when I talked about standards, so we have what I went through, you have coding, you have aerodynamics, you have geo, and you have building. When we talk about all four of those programs and we say STEAM through drones, many ask, well, what standards do they match in the US? A lot of teachers ask them, and even organizations ask it, because a lot of the organizations are grant funded and they have to put a learning objective with what they're teaching or what they're doing. So there's the ISTE standard. Mostly all of the things that I just covered talk about the students' contribution of team project building, various tools of working together, working effectively together. Also, it aligns to the International Technology and Engineering Associate Standards. And then there's the 21st century skills. A lot of schools now are doing 21st century grants, and there's the 21st century standard. And it goes into information, media, technology, literacy, and communication as well, and collaboration. We all want to teach teamwork when we're teaching STEAM through drones. We want to teach teamwork as well in critical thinking and problem solving. But now go to our Common Core standards. We're looking at math, science, all of the Common Core, and then we can think about cross curricula as well, because we're teaching math, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics across the board. So we're looking at numbers, we're looking at problems, mathematical problems, and even with reading and writing, students have to read the books that are given, read the script, the pieces that are given, and then from reading, we can have them to actually write out, what are they doing, how are they doing it, what did you learn from doing this, and you can evaluate them from the answers from those questions as well. So now I know that I've given you a whole lot in this nice 20 minutes. So I'm going to stop here and we are going to ask you some questions. But now I got to talk about this next picture. This is one of my favorite pictures, y'all. And this is where I learned the matrix. You see how this little man is standing? He looks like I am the drone king, but his crew is the one that taught me how to dodge from drones. These are second and third graders when I first started teaching drones to camps. And we were in this nice, about 10 by 11 room, and they taught me how to dodge drones. I mean, I became the matrix real quick, swinging all over the place. But I will tell you, these drone cages, they work. They're perfect. They are perfect for kids. When they hit the wall, they just slide down. They don't tear up the telos. You may get the cages bent up every now and then, but I still have these same drones and they work perfectly after 3 years of owning them. So I will say telos are very much so worth it with the cage, with second and third graders. That was my second and third graders trip. I will not go less than second grade. I really won't go less than third grade in teaching drones and letting them have drones in their hands. All right, are there any questions?
So it looked like a few had popped in there, scrolling quite a bit up to the top.
Okay.
They would like, and I can't find it again, but they wanted a little
Excellent, LaQuata. Excellent. That's the big compliments through everything. Is just the detail and the power that you put into everything and the passion.
Yes, yes, definitely. Can you tell us, LaQuata, can you tell us a little bit more about the circuit scribe and such like that?
Definitely. Okay, I see one asking, what drone do I use the most? Actually, I use the Telos the most. And why I use the Telos the most is because to me they were most durable and they have the camera feature. I also use the cage on the Telos and they've last. I've tried the Holy Stones, they've crashed, they've broken. Now RoboLink, as I said, has that new Codrome EDU out. I've been testing that out. My only thing about that one is it does not have a camera on it. And I talked to the owner of RoboLinks and I was like, hey, you got to get a camera on here. My people don't want to use this without a camera. Yeah, we're going to program it. Yeah, it has a nice controller to match the controls that you would use. Now, the controller is sweet. The controller matches the DJI controller, but it does not have a camera on it. So that's my only fault with that one. The Circuit Scribe. Now, I've been working to be a Circuit Scribe wholesaler because the Circuit Scribe has not been on the Circuit Scribe website for a while, but I have about 150 of them in stock now and looking to get more of those because I like the way I like to build those. They're durable for our children to build, and I like teaching the electrical and computer component, the electrical and computer engineering portion with that drone, because the other buildable drones are a little bit more expensive. I have been looking at the drone soccer drone, but for rural areas, that's a little steep for rural areas to purchase a drone.
So Dennis said, don't give up on teaching middle schoolers about soldering. His grandpa taught him at the age of 13.
I just don't have the patience yet. Just not quite there. Dennis, you said, do the children get to keep the drones in the club? It all depends on the club. I've had an organization called Gear Up Doherty, which they allow their students to keep the telodrones after, and we, because of the pandemic, we did the drone building for about 2 years online virtually. So we did it for summer camp and we did it for an after school program. And so on the after school program, they mailed the drones out to the students' homes and they were able to keep the drones there as well. Let's see.
I did see another one in there regarding sharing a little bit more about your curriculum and your package. Actually, do you mind if I put in some of the information for your website and all that into the chat?
Definitely, all the curriculum available all the curriculum that is available on the website, and definitely available for a consult anytime. Consults are free to talk to me, unless we're doing more than an hour. We get more than an hour, then we may have to, talk about some lunch. But but other than that, feel free to book a consult as well so we can chat. Nina Black says, I have flying drums, so that's a drum like that. It's best suitable for middle school. I'll say middle school on up. It's a more detailed book. It has more text in it than the Flying Drones with Jackson. Flying Drones with Jackson has a little bit more graphics than the droneology. And hopefully my programming book will come out. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the end of the year. One time I said that, but I believe it'll be the beginning of the year. And I am looking to drop the intro to drones teaching course, is how to help teachers get started with drones. I'm looking to drop that October 15th. That'll be available on the website October 15th. It was supposed to be August 15th, y'all, but I had some holdups, but that will be for the for teachers on how to get started. So all the things that I covered here will be more in depth. It'll be where to get it from. It'll have sample what I call it, lesson plans. So it'll have a lesson. I have an intro lesson plan to intro to drones. The lesson plan includes a video of what is a drone, the activity for what is a drone, and identifying the drone parts. That's all in the sample lesson plan that will go along with the course that teachers can download that they can get started.
And then they can. Is that on your website right now? I did drop a link into your website, and I know we have people asking.
That one will be on the website. Actually, it might be. Hold on, I think I might have already put the pre-order on the website. Bundle packages. Is it on the bundle packages? Yes, the Intro to Drones online course. It is online.
Oh.
That's the pre-sale. It is there.
It is.
And actually, you can buy that course as well as a telodrome as well. You can combine them, and you can combine the book, the course, and the telodrome as well. So it's a package deal.
Do you, while you're looking at it, is there a link that we could maybe share, or I did the one right to your website? And then also, Kim had a question. Hi, Kim. Unmute and ask you a question there regarding the cages.
Where'd you get those drone cages? I never saw those before. Did you make them?
I did not make them, but you can buy them from me as well.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what a demonstration of, that's the one thing I appreciate about LaQuata is she's definitely the leader that we are looking for. And in drones, it's so important to realize, somebody's weed whacking, of course, since I'm on the Zoom. But it's really important to know that if you know about drones, and you're the leader people are looking for, right, LaQuata?
Yep.
So I really appreciate LaQuata because we had her on probably when we first started, and you were just starting this, putting together.
I was still trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think I'm on skates now.
That's right. That's right. You go, girl.
Awesome.
Yeah, before I was riding a little tricycle. I think we're on skates now. We're pretty good. I've tested a lot. I've experienced a lot. I had somebody just ask, when did you start? I actually started flying drones in 2018. Got my FAA Part 107 in 2019, and did my first summer camp in 2019. Didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I just bought a bunch of drones, and what I thought back to was me teaching robotics. So I bought a bunch of drones, the telodromes from doing research, bought a bunch of telodromes, and did the summer camp. I did the summer camp in Albany, Georgia at Albany State University. They had a NASA grant. That is one thing I tell my drone pilots all the time. They talk about starting camps. Do not start a camp. This is me. I advise, do not start a camp. If you don't already have kids in a group where you can start a camp, don't start one. Go to the place who already has kids. They already have the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. They already have summer programs at colleges. They already have church camps. They already have the church camps. They already have all of them. So you just go over there and say, hey, I got this drone camp that I think would cover your STEAM or STEM objective. Here's what I can do. I can come in 4 days a week for an hour and teach your children about STEM and STEAM. This is how much it's going to cost. These are the drones. This is the curriculum. Tell me if I can help you. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, heck yeah. You mean for an hour, I don't have to teach them, or I don't have to find anything for them to do? Yes, they're going to let you come in and do it because that's what they need stuff to do. They need stuff for the kids to do. So you go in there and tell them, this is what you got. Now, don't go in there and you don't know what you're talking about, because then they're going to look at you crazy. But if you talk to me, I can sell you the curriculum. I can sell you the drones. I got the whole package. All you have to do is take that package and say, my name is, I have these drones, I have this curriculum, I'm a FAA certified and a pilot, but now, hey, I need you to manage your students. I don't manage students. I don't do, hey, you got this problem. I don't discipline. I don't do all of that. I have the teachers or the facilitators to do their disciplining. I come in and just teach the curriculum and basically be a facilitator. Even for classrooms, going into the schools, I do the same things for the schools, go into the schools, teach them how to teach the curriculum, or I teach the curriculum and facilitate however they're actually wanting me to do it. All right, I got a question on how did you decide your pricing? Now, your pricing might not be my pricing. My pricing is, I have 15 years in technology. I've been teaching electrical and computer engineering for 12 years, and I have a PhD in learning technologies. So my time is worth about $150 an hour. That's for anything that I do. I don't leave my house for $150 an hour, even if I'm flying my drone to take some pictures. So your time and my time may be totally different. So that's what I'm saying. If your hourly rate is $35, your hourly rate may be $35, 35 times 10. Our background is different. Our background is different. Our experience is different. It's like the plumber and the welder. If you don't have a one welder in your area and you need this thing welded, you're gonna pay him for whatever his expertise is because he's the only one there and you need it done. The same thing for the plumber. So our prices may not be the same price, but that's that's it. Tamar says should be more. Tamar, I'm not trying to take the people head off. And I like what I do, Tamar. I love what I do. I definitely enjoy it. So that too. And I think about the area. I'm not gonna go to Atlanta and charge them $75 an hour, which I would charge in Albany, to say I'm gonna do the in-kind. And you have to think about too, in-kind donations, because I do in-kind as well. So if there's a school that may need an in-kind, I'm a nonprofit organization, so I will go out to them for an in-kind donation of $150 or $200, depending on what they're asking for. Now, if I have to pack up all of these drones and take all of them, then we're talking a whole different price, because you got a whole lot of drones to pack up. I have not done crowdfunding. I have a donation link on my website, and I have 2 campaigns on the donation. One is just to donate to the organization to help me fund the organization. And then the second one is a campaign that I'm launching. I have it already on the website, but I'm launching the campaign in January, which is 100 drones for 100 teachers. So I want to donate to teachers to be able to teach the curriculum in their classroom as well, those that don't have access to funding.
Awesome. So LaQuata, if someone was to purchase your package and try to implement that into a program, how much time frame does it require? And I know you can obviously dive deeper into some subjects and make it longer or shorter, but what is it that you would recommend as far as a starting point for a program of your package?
For the different packages, it depends. The different packages depend on the time frame, depends on the different packages. So Drone Essentials, for She Maps, there's a time is I think there is 6 hours in that package. My original Discovery drone package is it includes 12 activities that can be clumped together, or it could be spaced out. You can do all 12 on different 12 days. I've done anywhere from 2-day camps to 6-day camps. I don't really, and I've done even after school where we do 1 day out of a week for 8 weeks. And that's pretty okay with 1 hour out of the week for 8 weeks for some students. I do know that after a certain time meeting in person, after 4 days, you about lose the students. They're looking at you like, now what else are we gonna do? Is there anything else to do? This is all I'm doing right now. So you have to keep them entertained, because they will get sidetracked and they will lose interest. So that's the other thing. And you can clump them together where you do the aerodynamics, the building, and the programming, and do those all in, say if you had a 9 weeks course for schools, you can clump them all together to be able to cover a whole lot of time. Somebody says, what part of your curriculum and activities do you find to be the most interesting, new, and unfamiliar? Well, dealing with the students that I deal with from rural areas, all of it is new. All of it is interesting, because most of them, they see drones as toys. They don't know drones as a career opportunity. They don't know that you can program drones to make them do things, to fly in a circle, fly through a hoop. A lot of the obstacle courses that I build, I have them on a mission, so they have to have a reason to go through the mission. So for me, what's my warm and fuzzy is seeing them light up when they actually get the drone through the hoop without breaking it, or building the drone when they build the drone and the drone flies. Let me tell you, I've had them to build the drone and it does not go anywhere. So having them build the drone and it actually flies, having them program it and the program actually works the first or second time that they make the program, all of that's interesting to me. I get excited from the little stuff. They get it through the first hoop and I'm jumping up like they just won $1 million, because to them they actually did. And if they can get it through in a certain amount of time and beat the other team, oh, they've really done something. So everybody's screaming. And I don't know where that clip is, but I got a clip and I'll send it to Desi and she might can send it out. But there's a clip of the elementary kids when they were doing the obstacle course and they were yelling and screaming, but telling each other to get it through. And when they got it through, they're like, yay! So yeah, that's rewarding to me. How much do you get into workforce development and career ops? All of it. Because if teachers want to learn how to teach drones in the classroom, or even teach CTAE, which is your career technology courses, I teach those as well as teach the Part 107 to teachers and teach Part 107. I actually started AT&T course on next week for workforce development and career ops.
All right, looks like Samantha has her hand up and would like to say something.
Hey,
good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Great program, so admired. Question. I'm in Los Angeles and I get the question about, well, what is the budget and will you come run the program? And I'm like you, here's the package, I'll teach it, and then then I'm gone. How do you manage that question, or how do you implement? What's your process? Real quickly.
First, I actually don't just give the program based off of what I think. What if they say I want a drone program? My first question response to them is, what is your goal? And so when I ask them what is their goal, they'd be like, huh? I said, what is your objective? What are you trying to accomplish? So for some of them, if it says programming, then I ask them, do you have a budget? Now, if they say they don't have a budget, that means that they haven't thought about this thing at all. They just want something to do with STEM and STEAM, and that's what they want to do. And so then still you give them your price, you give them the package points, and if they pick it up, they do. If they don't, you just come back with something at a later date. Or for some of them who say, I can't afford the curriculum and I can't afford this, and I give them different options, such as the drone club, such as me coming and doing a drone education show. So I try to find, for our area, for rural, and because a lot of them don't have a budget, I try my best to find a solution for them.
Thank you. Good answer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome, awesome. So we have time for about one or maybe two more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. So it looks like Jill mentioned some of the ways that she was actually working with kids for a project. And so that's pretty exciting. And so you had kind of started to talk about the different packages that you have. So it sounded like you had 2, or do you have 3 packages to offer? You have Essential, Discovery. Was there another one?
Yeah, there's building, there's discovery, there's building, there's coding. So really there's 4 different categories, but under those different categories, there are multiple different options. So there's the RoboLinks code drone for coding that can be done, drone blocks for coding. And She Maps has just opened the door wide open for me, that has given me so many different resources that's going to be available for us, from the drone essentials, mapping, the drone camp, there's Pippi in the drones as well, where there's the intro to drones and the teacher resources. There's so many in the She Maps. I haven't finished Discover It All, and I'm actually going through their certified She Maps instructor course. So I'll be a certified She Map instructor as well. So I'll be able to teach others, all of y'all on this call who want to be certified to teach She Maps curriculum. I'll teach everybody else, so we all can just expand this thing a little bit more. So that's I want to share one thing, Desi, before we jump off.
All right.
And this is the video I was telling you all about, y'all. See if I can get it to cancel that. All right, can you see my screen now? There we go. Let me turn it.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure they heard that screaming in all the states.
Right. I'm telling you, it is exciting. So the person that asked what is most exciting or most interesting to me, that's what's most interesting. Having the kids screaming and yelling because they've gotten through the hoops or they've beaten the other team, it's definitely exciting. It's definitely rewarding.
Yes, yes. Oh, that's wonderful. I think you've got us all pumped up, right? Super exciting. Well, LaQuata, we can't thank you enough for sharing. What amazing resources. I saw so many comments coming into the chat. Fantastic and just really inspirational, and love what you're doing. And actually, you at the end there, you even addressed one of the questions that popped up about how you're planning to scale it, because working with the She Maps and expanding out that way, oh, you are coming on like a force. All right. Awesome. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Fantastic. So I did share some of your information in there. So we put in your website and then your email. So if people wanted to reach out, I gave them a resource for that. And so thank you for sharing with us. Now, with that, I do need to segue over to something that I feel is a little bittersweet. And so I'm going to segue over to my co-host, Kim, who has some information that she is going to be sharing. All right, go for it, Kim.
I'm going to try not to get too emotional. So, yeah, and LaQuata, I got to tell you, I've seen adults get that excited too. So, you know, it's just great to be able to share drones with people. So yeah, everybody, I just wanted to say that this will be my last official coffee connection. My drone has taken off And on the East Coast, it's really been tough for me to make the calls, be part of the process of setting up. Desi does so much work to make this happen. We originally started Coffee Connections when COVID hit. Desi and I had a conversation, and we wanted to keep everybody, we wanted to be able to connect with everybody and keep everybody connected. So it served its purpose in my life. And I just want to thank Desi for just going above and beyond and setting up Coffee Connections, and just everything that she does. But yeah, this is going to be my last official co-hosting. And if Desi wants me to come on as a host every once in a while, if she gets stuck, I'm there for her. But I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up every week. Thank each and every one of you for being top-notch professionals. I love and appreciate you guys. And it's been great to get to know you in person when we go to events. I won't be far away. You'll see me on social media. And yeah, and praise the Lord, my business is booming. Woo! Another does it, right? Another woman does it. So I'm traveling a lot. I'm heading down to Florida. Our Florida location just took off. So we have a waiting list of clients down there. So yeah, I just want, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the privilege of connecting with you. And I look forward to many more connections. You know, we're not far away from each other because of social media. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, it's been a pleasure to get to know each and every one of you. And I wish each and every one of you much success. Keep flying. If you have a drone, get out there and fly it. And thank you so much, Desi, for being such a wonderful friend and partner through this journey.
It has been a wonderful journey. And so, like I said, it's bittersweet because I feel a tremendous loss not having my right arm with me, right? And so you add so much value, and I totally am so excited for everything that you have going on. I mean, truly, that's what the industry's about, and Kim is rocking it, and so it is very exciting. And
like LaQuata, right from the very beginning, you know, we were connected.
Yes.
You know, like certain things, it's interesting because people ask what really is the secret to success. And the only thing I can say is you got to be hungry. Right, LaQuata? You got to want bad. And so circumstances come in and out of our life. LaQuata's lost people. I know I've lost people during this journey, and even before you know, COVID hit. And it just made me more hungry to live life to the fullest, made me more hungry to show the world my greatness and to be a great human for humanity, and, you know, to show the gifts that I have, you know, that the Lord has blessed me with. So I know LaQuata can back me up on that, and Desi. So that's what I'd like to say to each and every one of you is just, you know, get out there and fly your drones. If anything, you can at least fly your drones and share your passion, your joy with others. And if you have a dream, break it down into goals and get busy.
Yes.
Get busy.
Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Yes.
Honor your time. Have great boundaries. And if you don't have great boundaries, you can learn anything. There's so many books. So yeah, so keep on dreaming and keep on flying. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you guys in the future.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're a prime example. LaQuata is an example of just working through it and staying dedicated, and look at the success. It's so exciting, you know? So awesome. So we wish you well, Kim. And
Thank you.
again, I want to thank LaQuata for an amazing presentation. Super excited for all of your victories and that you're sharing them with us. And so I made sure I put all those links in there for you. So I want everybody to have a wonderful week, and we will see you next Tuesday. All right. Have a great
Hey, everybody.
Get out and fly.
Au revoir. Bon
Get
voyage.
out and fly.
Au revoir. Bon voyage.
Bye. That kind of wraps it up.